the deal, man. We're gonna be back today with a night stream, man. We're coming with some Smite, bro. Really ain't nothing else interactive. Got Lethal Company, CSGO. Alright, while we wait for this rank, I'm gonna do a little freestyle, man. We're gonna try to get loose. Open up the whatever it is. I don't need time to be looking at that right now, bro.
This is like a secret weapon. It's Arcade by Output, one of the greatest plugins that I've ever used. A lot of plugins that we open, we're just staring like preset menu, preset menu, preset menu. But when I open a plugin like Arcade, it just activates something in you creatively. Look at the amount of sounds that you get. These are all your different options that you have. But
Some number on the channel thing, Adult Swim.
So, you're finally ready to launch your dream business as an LLC or limited liability company. But where do you start? Let Zen Business guide you through the steps to officially set up your LLC. You'll be able to set up and manage everything from the all-in-one Zen Business dashboard that acts like the command center for your new LLC. We know your LLC is more than just a business. It's your life. Let Zen Business help you launch your LLC today, starting at $0 plus state fees.
Starting today, anyone can monetize with ads. As part of the all-new Beehive ad network, thousands of newsletters have already monetized, and it's about to get even better. More ad opportunities, better brands, automated payments, streamlined processes, and more. And starting today, anyone who wants to monetize their newsletter will begin receiving ad opportunities. That's right, anyone. You don't need to have thousands of subscribers. You don't even need to send frequently. You just need to be on our scale plan and connect your payment account so you can get paid. Then, let the revenue start piling up. The Beehive ad network has already paid millions of dollars directly to newsletters, and we're just getting started. Start monetizing today.
Skulls and bones, I'm still like immature. Leave me alone, I knew you was aware. You pick up phones, how do you dare? Leave me alone, not even need a pair. I'm going bars, stopping out there with my spare. By the time I give you parts, you need a spare. Cry my heart, do you really even care? Run around like a rabbit or a hare. I've been learning a little magic, it ain't fair. You done did something to me, now you dare. Don't you dare. Try to run away, you like my hair. Don't you dare. Try to run away, you like my hair.
Are you a creator or an entrepreneur? Then you need to check out Kajabi. Kajabi is the ultimate all-in-one platform that helps creators and entrepreneurs build successful online businesses. And it doesn't matter what kind of creator.
Alright. Up it up. Let's focus. Let's beat their ass. Pound time. not prepared to play Bobby right now. This was an accident from Bobby.
Enemy missing left.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your right tower is under attack. Enemy missing middle. I'm unbound.
Enemy missing left.
Enemy missing middle.
Enemy missing left.
Enemy missing middle. On my way. Is under attack. Stand right lane. Ultimate is down.
This is a strong one.
Be careful right. Careful left. Now I'm back to
Enemy missing right.
This is a strong one.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your left tower has been destroyed. Your right tower is under attack.
This is what he's doing the whole time, bro. This is nice.
Not quitting now.
This is a strong one.
Your right tower is under attack. Okay.
Enemy missing left.
Your right tower is under attack.
This is a strong one.
Careful right.
made those chips, they understand. They understand something deep. Or something major about life.
chosen me, I choose you as well.
RK Royal Crispy Wraps. Eat it with the meal or have it as a snack. Only $2.90.
I'm too blasted. My mind be casting bad thoughts and matches. Baby, don't be no action. Want you for this magic. This is no seduction, but I'm taking practice. All you like my cat. Wanna make me dog. Lie down, hop to good. You my little frog. Welcome to my kingdom. I like big animals. I'm a beast, I'm wild. Monsters contain them. Like I'm entertaining too. World feel like it's angry too. Symbols is shattered through. Hearts feel like some blasted too. Breaking through, get shattered through. I'm a little angry, little man. But my heart don't give a damn. Yeah, it's a scam. I don't really care like who I am. Ain't time to stick it up. Really just wanna live it up. Really gonna get no fuck. Let's have a look and get it up. So I told my baby that I'm a nerd. I play games every day, like a motherfucking turd. Singing, I'm a speak good, I like the word. My bad, I'm speaking, don't act like a bird. Going in this circle, it's kind of what it's worth. Feeling, I voted, my feeling is hurt. Leaving with no closure, how the fuck is that word? Tell me, is it over, or even is that? I mean, like, is it purpose? I think people put me under spells that make me feel so worthless. Ain't really tryna hurt this. Underneath the earth, tryna figure out what's the mystery. What's beneath the surface? It's like yeah, that depends, Mike. Sometimes I don't get along with shit, they just be like, you know how I do it wrong and shit, you know the rights. Yeah, you know I'm alone, but don't make it right. And I'm bad when I speak. Sometimes they think that I'm mad because I'm loud. Ain't that me? So distressing, can't contain me. It's like hard, like interaction. Ready for the world. Retired, making a injection in my life. Thinking that they do it when really I'm playing it right.
If y'all don't got arcade, y'all better get arcade. It has the best samples in the game.
Virtual instruments, samplers, it's pretty much everything in one.
Before I had Output Arcade, I wasted a lot of time looking for the right sound, and now that's just gone.
The ever-growing pool of well-produced sounds and custom kits, you have something truly unique and special in today's market.
It has such a wide variety of diverse sounds.
Tons and tons of libraries of samples, all totally customizable. And you know, if you're sampling, that is a must.
Another thing that I really love about Arcade by Output is the fact that I can customize these samples. A lot of plugins, sometimes you just get the samples and you have to deal with it. But with Arcade by Output, I can actually go in and change the timing, make sure it matches the tempo. I can even change the pitch, the key. So it caters every project specifically to what I'm looking for.
What sets Arcade apart from other tools is the instant inspiration you can derive from it. You can go from a jam type feeling into a complete track within no time.
You can try it for free for 30 days. I cannot recommend this plugin more. It is a game changer.
You just got yourself killed.
If you want to learn Python for a career in data science, IT, or engineering, then you need the complete Python Bootcamp course on Udemy. These videos and practice exercises help you learn the fundamentals and so much more. You can create a career-ready portfolio with advanced techniques taught by top-rated instructor Jose Portilla. And with anytime, anywhere learning, it fits your schedule. So get this course and code on.
missing left.
Attack the goat killing!
Enemy incoming. Attack middle lane.
Thanks.
Enemy ultimate down. Enemy ultimate down. Absolutely sugoi.
Attack the goat killing! Attack the goat killing! Attack the goat killing!
On my
Attack
way.
the goat killing!
Enemy spotted.
Your right tower is under attack.
Retreat. Completed. Absolutely sugoi. Absolutely sugoi. Enemy missing. Catch you later. Have them in my sight. Ooh, this'll hurt. Don't go from me. Yeah. Oh, bye-bye now.
Should've got more.
Completed. Be right back.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Miss Hunter.
Now we can finally be alone.
Killing spree.
Your left tower is under attack.
Way about you.
Extraordinaire! Sacre bleu!
I'm gonna miss you, bro.
Aw, that's too bad.
Be right back.
Shut down.
Completed.
I do take you to be the greatest.
Let me love you.
Cancel that.
Completed.
Good to see you again.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
My elf is down. A dangerous thing.
Ultimate is down. Ultimate is ready.
Your structure is under attack. Ferme, ma petite cuillère!
Be right back. It's too to take them. Let me love you. Attack the Gold Fury. I will war.
Okay, your team has destroyed a middle enemy tower. Your right tower is under attack.
Move up. Enemy in right lane. Enemy in right lane. Group up. Group up. Group up. Retreat.
Damn, bro, I actually went the wrong way.
Be right back. Defend middle lane. Middle lane. Middle lane.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower has been destroyed.
Attack. Okay. Okay.
My name is my name. Your left tower is under attack. Now you find yourself.
Presto chango.
Yes, we can.
Attack. Presto chango. Okay. Attack fire giant.
Destroy the right enemy.
Attack fire giant. Attack fire giant.
Okay. Balm, petit tueur.
Retreat. Enemies incoming. Retreat. Retreat. Group up.
Hey, you're pretty good. Now you find it out.
Group up.
No words now.
No. Group up. Group up. Not a problem. Group up. Retreat middle lane.
Okay. Au revoir.
Group up.
Okay.
Gank left lane.
Et then you let's say no.
Attack the Gold Fury.
Out of mana.
Ultimate is down. Pride. On my way. Enemies spotted. Help! Help!
No
Problem in my sight. This'll hurt.
Where my money at? My name is my name.
What the fuck are you doing? Like, you're gonna fucking make us lose the game because of your shit like that. What the fuck are you doing up there? You made us lose a fucking objective. You have no fucking anti-heal whatsoever. Like, what is your shit build? You're fucking crazy, bro. You're getting too fucking cocky.
Middle lane. Retreat right lane. Retreat!
Attack the goat killing!
Out of my way, Cancel that. Who wouldn't want to marry me? Cancel that.
No!
Who wouldn't want to marry me?
Be right back.
There's love in the air.
Okay. Au revoir.
Good to see you again. Cancel that. Group up. Attack fire giant. Attack fire giant.
No.
On my way. Yes.
No.
Yes.
No words now.
We need wards.
Group up.
Enemies behind us. Cancel that.
Okay.
Attack. Wait. Retreat. 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 Attack. 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 Okay. Attack. Retreat. Who wouldn't want to marry me? Good to see you again. Now time for cake.
Feel so disconnected. I'm to the lead, dog. I'm so lethal. You to the east side, I'm so grateful. I'm feeling attention. I just walked in, vibe, cautious, slide, slip out, then mind. You like a copy, like you a mine. Reflection, that's fine. Fools dead in the light. I like to shine. Piece of the mind. Mountains I climb. Tryna move the seas, I must keep the hustle. Try to keep my faith, it's rust. Keep on wrestling. Demons always tryna test you. Make you mess through. Feel it like it's in the heaven. High ascension. Mind is bending, love is pending. Irons winding. Speaking on the tantras. In my mind, like hold a Honda. Hold, I need me a Honda. I need a whip, 4 stars. I'm tryna make some Honda. I can make the game and shit. Why I let these nigga thoughts get it all in my brain and shit. Wait, toxic illness. I don't do for painless. I got it right this shit. I don't care if it's pain. Feeling in the shameless. No contain it.
raps, break the routine, the hunger hack. Welcome new fiery buffalo. For both flavors, you know where to go.
It's like we want to watch you eat your lunch. Right now, in the moment, just making to get my funds up. And I'm being dedicated, and I want to be on though. Tell me what I need. Tell me a flash, really where I really got me. Feel like a V. In the back, cut up with a B. I'm not animated out like a thing. I'm just still bored, hit with the thing. Still feel pain in my hip. Still feel something get up in my mind. Still feel someone trying to like pilot me. Like I'm getting rolled from behind. I don't know, still playing in my mind. It's a plan for to get it done. I don't know, feel like I can't stand here. It's the truth, we're not gonna stand here. Don't give me cancer. I'm not with the banter. We gonna need some answers. I don't answer. I don't get cancer.
Kick has just rolled out the Kick Creator Incentive Program, and it's pretty wild. There is nothing else like it right now. We're already...
So that's nice. I'm gonna slow down, bro. That's not gonna be sick. Blah. Wake up. Where's my stomach? Tryna
How to get the most of Grammarly free.
It's Kayla on behalf of Grammarly to tell you all about the free version of the best communication assistant in the world. Millions have chosen to go beyond their default grammar checkers and use Grammarly. My cousin Izzy, a graphic designer, is one of them. Izzy loves how quick and reliable Grammarly is at providing feedback. Another reason Izzy signed up for Grammarly is its conciseness suggestions, something she wasn't getting from default grammar checkers. Grammarly notices wordiness and helps her rephrase this hard-to-read sentence with one click. Izzy also wants to feel like her tone is on point, so she uses Grammarly's tone detector to show how a reader may understand her writing. Here, Izzy's email is optimistic, friendly, and admiring. Izzy sends the email confident that it's mistake-free, concise, and on target. And what did it cost her? All of it was free.
Download for free at Grammarly.com. Grammarly, one of the best AI-powered tools.
He put his mind in shambles. He don't know what.
And sometimes I don't know how to turn up. You might think I'm a little strange, but I'm not gonna change for you. For you. The end of everything.
Damn. Oh, that's not fair, bro. I wasn't even in this kick. Man, this man got the expected gadget legs. Motherfucking straight shot his legs, bro. I was nowhere near that man. Wait till I get up, man. It's over with. Be a real deal, I got him. not what I wanted. It's not what I wanted at all. I wanted to jump right before he did that.
An enemy has been slain.
they got porn. That's pretty sad. Let's play something else, bro. Let's play some Warframe.
Operator, you have returned. Check your inbox, operator. Maybe Ordis will get a message someday.
Before you can be...
I need you to get inside enemy data vaults and retrieve crucial intelligence data.
So, the Corpus are just a cult, worshipping money.
Be on the lookout for increased security measures. The enemy would rather destroy their data than let it get into our hands. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. You've triggered the alarms. Lose this data, and the mission will be a complete failure. The target console is nearby. If you trigger the alarms now, the enemy will start destroying data.
You picked it.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. You've triggered the alarms. Lose this data, and the mission will be a complete failure. You've triggered the alarms. Lose this data, and the mission will be a complete failure. Data integrity verified. Retrieval was successful. We have everything we came for. Get to extraction. Another job well executed.
Messages in your inbox, operator. Yes, they should be. I've been thinking, operator. I thought you'd want to know.
Eliminate all Corpus threats. focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. You have broken their ranks and they are on the run. Another successful mission. Find extraction. Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
Need a sword, really.
Ordis has received messages for the operator. No, I have not read them.
Saddle up.
The assassination target is nearby. Seek and destroy. Keep going. Nobody knows you're here. They won't be bothering us anymore. Let's get out of here. Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. They won't be bothering us anymore. Let's get out of here.
Let me see.
Check your inbox, operator. Maybe
Here are 3 ways that Adobe Acrobat can help you prepare for tax season. Adobe Scan transforms your paper tax documents into PDFs using your phone, allowing
I gotta get 2 of them.
Someone is attempting to contact the operator. Please check your inbox.
Before you can be rich,
The Undercroft seethes with Thrax's violence. Burn it out with force. Destroy every enemy you find. Staggered, but not yet defeated. Persist.
What a waste! Your scarred vessel comes to beg once more. You will never pry the Yanis key from the clutches of its rightful...
Little by little, the madness of the Undercroft is curbed. This struggle goes on for as long as you can stand.
Fought with honor.
The Paradox has drawn Void Angels to besiege the Undercroft, undo what their claws have done. Or Duviri may fall to something worse, even than Thrax. You will have to be nimble to collect those energy globes, but they are the only means to close the breaches. Hold no more healing energy. Get to a rupture. If the Void Angels break through the wall, their master will be freed. Do not allow that to happen. Fight on. Close the ruptures as you would staunch the wounds of a comrade. breach has been sealed. Excellent work. Seal a rupture. You have gathered enough healing energy. The Void Angels are unrelenting. You are all that is keeping them at bay. Hold fast. The rupture is closed. The paradox stabilizes. The enemy has been held at bay. Congratulations are in order. Leave now or later. But leave you must, for the Undercroft is inexhaustible. History dictates that this Tenno asset was destroyed in a grave setback to the cause. Let us rewrite that event. Prepare yourself. A fresh wave approaches. Time to rest. Already a new onslaught begins.
Words coming in of so many of you being your best self. Nora is just beside herself with admiration.
resolve is being tested. Do not falter. Enemies incoming. Stand fast. The enemy has been exhausted. If only for now. I advise you not to be content.
I rode the market to the moon. And back.
Dispatch it and move
Then I met
on.
with my TurboTax expert.
I'll make all your investments count. The gains and losses, all filed with 100% accuracy. Into a TurboTax.
Welcome to Flatiron School. This is where you learn how the future works. Where the whole point of education is to get you a job in the career you love. At Flatiron, you can graduate in as little as 4 months, not 4 years. The school of the future is finally here. Flatiron School. Change things.
It has support. Change your focus.
Other people are capable of controlling your mind. We think that money means freedom, but for many people, money starts to mean bondage. Think about what you're doing. You're giving up all this pleasure early on to have an unmitigated, hedonistic, pleasurable life after the age of 30. And it doesn't work. What we're seeing is a whole-scale failure of our traditional institutions. There's one major aspect of human psychology that I think is critical.
Dr. K, Healthy Gamer, Alok, thank you so much for coming on the Iced
Appreciate
Coffee
it.
Hour. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for having me back. I had so much fun last time.
Our last episode did so incredibly well that one of the top comments is to have you back. So
Okay.
here you are.
So we're doing a
Thank
deep
you.
dive.
Yeah.
We're going miles deep, everybody. This is going to be a banger episode. Thanks again for coming on. You have this viral clip about your waist needing to be above your knees when you're sitting, and apparently it's very advantageous. If you're sitting and watching this, you better have your waist above your knees. Why is it so important?
Usually what happens is our knees are higher than our waist. So we have these kinds of chairs where we kind of lean back, right? So if you lean back, your butt is lower and then your knees kind of go up and this feels comfortable. So you kind of have this curve. But if you kind of look at it, your center of gravity changes and that's why we find joking. So I don't know if this kind of makes sense. But then basically what happens is if you sit, if you elevate your hips and your hips are higher than your knees, your back will naturally be straight. So everyone thinks that posture is about like training, right? But posture is about physics. If you sort of think a little bit about this table doesn't need trained. The reason that it's stable is because the physics align. And if you look at our spine, the way to maintain a straight spine without any effort is to basically have your knees lower than your hips because it alters your center of gravity.
What's the point of good posture? When you really get down to it, is it just looking better, or is there a feeling that you have when you
So
sit, right?
there's all kinds of reasons why you want a good posture. Everything from like biology to spirituality. For example, like on the spiritual end of the spectrum, we have this energy that's seated at the base of our spine that when it rises to the top of our head, we become enlightened. So if that's something you're interested in, you can do that. But from a very physical standpoint, just biological standpoint, if we look at our body, the basic problem is that weight should be supported by bone, not muscle, right? So like really simple. So if I, for example, if I do this and you push down, you can put like 100 pounds of force on my arm and my arm will be fine. But if you put 5 pounds of force like this, my arm will go down. So if you sort of look at it, we want the bones of our body to support our weight. And when we have bad posture, when your spine is curved, now suddenly the weight of your upper torso is over here because your spine is curved. Whereas if you have your spine like this and all of the weight of your body is over here, then your muscles can relax, right? Because they're not carrying the load of your body. So what we tend to see a lot is like tension in the trapezius and around the neck muscles. We'll see problems in our scalene muscles and things like that. Like all these back problems are because we don't sit properly because our spine is designed to support our weight, not our muscles.
Why does it feel so good to slouch? It's true, Jack. It feels comfortable to slouch. I'm so more comfortable like this.
I could not agree with you more. I have a problem every time I work. What I do is, especially when I'm reviewing podcasts or researching a guest, I kick up my feet on my desk and I lean all the way back just because it feels so amazing. Yeah, but I feel like I'm ruining my
No. So let's understand a couple of things. Okay, so why does something feel good? Because that is what that's where our center of gravity and our weight distribution is. That's why it feels good. So let's talk about you for a second. So when you pick your feet up and you relax back, what you're actually doing is straightening your spine. Does that make sense? Like when you go like this, this is straightening my spine right now. Like if you kind of like, that's what happens with these chairs, is we lean back. And then if you want sitting up to feel good, all you need to do is if you grab a pillow and you sit on it right now, I guarantee you will feel much more comfortable with a straight back. I don't know if this makes sense, but if you have to force yourself to sit up, that means that you are using muscles to make your posture erect, which does not feel relaxing because it is actually a muscular contraction. So the way to feel comfortable sitting up is to elevate your hips and keep your knees below them. And then if you sit like that, it will feel natural and relaxed to sit up straight.
That's fascinating.
Very interesting.
So the simplest thing that you can do is literally stick a pillow under your butt and make sure that your knees are lower, and you will feel a very natural straightening of the spine.
So one of the most dangerous positions to be in is when you're working on your laptop and you're like leaned over and doing that. That's not a very good one.
No, it's not. Yeah, I mean, because what's happening is you're getting, so if you think about it, like if I'm leaning over like this, how is my body being held up? My body is being held up by these muscles. Right? And then we also see changes in our neck muscles. So when I lean forward, for example, and I go like this, now what's happening is this is literally what my head is doing. This is what I'm doing. I'm craning my neck up, right? So I'm going like this. It's a little bit exaggerated, but that's literally what we do.
I can imagine everyone watching right now suddenly adjusting.
Yeah, so that's where you don't have to do it. And even if you look at some interesting things, I don't know if y'all are familiar with like the lotus posture in meditation. Right, so this is the one where you're
cross-legged almost.
You're cross-legged, but I mean, it's hard to
demonstrate.
Yeah. But you know, the whole point is that you actually have your foot on your thigh. So I'll give you all an example. Like, did you guys notice a change in my posture just now? So here's non-lotus. Right, what do you see I'm doing?
Slouching a little bit,
and then I do this, and like this feels easier.
You look better too.
Yeah.
Taller.
That's
you look
because
taller and more confident.
If you guys under the table, I'm adopting half lotus. So what I'm
we need the foot cam.
Get trust. Yeah, foot cam.
Okay. Guys, got to practice half foot.
Yeah.
Lotus.
Foot cam, OnlyFans.
Okay.
The foot cam.
I actually had someone reach out yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah, yesterday.
This is not the first time.
No, this is not the first time. They said they wanted the soles of my feet, which is interesting because I always thought it was the top of your foot, which is the toes and the top of your feet and the composition. But this person asked for the soles of my feet. I asked how much. He said $75. I can't lie, I'm tempted. That's different.
Why don't I get those? No one reaches out for my feet.
Because, man, you're fiance. You have a fiance. You can't be doing this stuff. That's adultery. Okay. Me, on the other hand, as a bachelor, I can send out as many people.
I just feel left out. That's all.
I want to ask you, are you happy?
Yes.
And how do you know you're happy?
So how do you know you're unhappy?
Say maybe some pressure into different areas of your body.
Sure.
Probably like this weird pressure verbally to be like uttering more negative things that you feel like you're not necessarily in control of, like words all of a sudden are connotated negatively that are usually pretty neutral or positive words.
Could be a sense of dread, sadness,
Okay, so
panic.
let's understand what happiness is. Okay, so people are like, oh my god, like what is the meaning of life? I think it's actually pretty simple. So let's like understand. So first thing is sometimes we have biological or psychological needs. But just because we have those needs and they are not met does not necessarily mean that we're unhappy. So let's say that I am waiting for my food at a restaurant. And I kind of know that, okay, like the food is coming, and there are two states of mind that you can be sort of in that situation, where you're hungry in both situations. But just because you're hungry, there are times where you're hungry and you're unhappy, you're hangry. And there are also times where you sort of know that, okay, like I'm hungry, this is part of what I'm, like let's say I'm going for a hike. And at the end of my hike, I feel really hungry. And even though I feel really hungry at the end of the hike, I'm totally fine with it because I know I'm going to sit down soon, I'm going to eat something, it's going to be delicious. The fact that I've been hiking all day actually will improve the enhancement, or will enhance the taste of the food. So even though my biological condition of being hungry versus, let's say I'm hungry and I'm waiting at a restaurant and the food is 15 minutes late, 20 minutes late, 45 minutes late. In these two situations, the biology of hungriness is the same. The signals of leptin and ghrelin in your brain are going to be identical. And yet in one situation you can be happy, and in another situation you can be unhappy. So let's actually look at it the other way. We have a lot of people who will indulge their biological signals, right? So if I feel like eating a Twinkie, I eat a Twinkie, and then I have some degree of happiness. But over time, the more Twinkies that I eat, the less happy I will become. This is what we see with video games, it's what we see with drug use, it's what we see with basically like any kind of physical indulgence. Satisfaction of biological needs does not equal happiness. So then like kind of the question becomes, what do y'all think is the source of happiness?
Gosh. Stumped us on that one.
The source of happiness?
Yeah, satisfaction from our biological or physiological needs is not sufficient for happiness, right? And you guys mentioned, like, are y'all happy?
Yeah, I think it varies. I'm happy right
good.
now.
Yeah. So what makes you happy right now?
I love talking to you. I feel like you have so much information that I just want to absorb. Every time I talk to you, I just learn. Excitement. I'm happy to be here in Austin. We just both took incredible vacations. Graham took his first vacation in years.
A proper vacation.
A proper vacation, right? Where he wasn't like doing it for work-related purposes. Enjoying the time. Same here, first one in years, where I felt like I could just like do away with work and not worry about it. And I would say that all has like residual happiness in it. Inner peace. I feel like I'm at peace right now.
Okay, so let's understand that, right? So you went on a vacation. And were you happy during your vacation?
The happiest I've been in my life.
Why?
So, Graham, while we're on the topic of mental health, I accidentally recently sprained my ankle playing basketball, and I ended up having to book multiple different doctor's appointments just to get it checked out. Going through this, I realized just how hard it is to get a hold of a doctor, let alone finding a doctor that accepts new patients and accepts your insurance.
Well, that's where ZocDoc is. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare highly rated in-network doctors near you and instantly book appointments with them online. All you have to do is download the app, type in the problem that you're experiencing, select a date and time that you want to see a doctor, and then click Find Care. ZocDoc then gives you a long list of suitable doctors in your area and their availability.
Every doctor on ZocDoc comes with real patient reviews, which makes them a very reliable source when you're trying to find the right one.
Then once you've found the right doctor, all you gotta do is pick the time and date that works best for you, fill in your information, and you're good to go. It's really that easy.
Just go to ZocDoc.com/iced and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then you can find and book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/iced, ZocDoc.com/iced. Thank you so much, ZocDoc, for sponsoring this episode and back to the podcast.
And were you happy during your vacation?
The happiest I've been in my life.
Why?
I thought there was so much like pent-up stress and work-related, just like, not negativity, but just like, got to do this every single Sunday, got to post, got to do this on this day, this. And then I finally had, it was like the first time in probably 4 or 5 years where I had 2 weeks where I could just like, like it's all being taken care of. I don't have to.
Okay, so let's understand that. So like basically it makes sense, right? You were on vacation and that's why you're happy. And human beings like vacations because, and why do we like vacations? Because vacations make us happy. And yet, are you on vacation now?
No.
And you said you're happy now, so how does that work?
I think it's living in the moment. Being in the present.
1 point of time.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not thinking right now what I have to do tomorrow.
Okay.
Or what I have to do a week from now. I'm just here with you in this conversation.
Right. So that's sort of the right answer, but let's understand it, right? Because being in the present moment can also lead to all kinds of challenges. So, for example, I once worked with a patient who had a boyfriend who was really into being in the present moment. So he was like, oh man, like I'm at this party and there's this other girl who's not you, and I want to be in the present moment, and I'm vibing with this chick right now, so I'm gonna be unfaithful to you, but this is not really infidelity because this is just my value of being in the present moment, right? So there's like all kinds of impulse gratification that can also lead to unhappiness. I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about what being in the present really is, but I think this is the essence of it. Y'all are right? So if we sort of look at it, and I ask you, what is the problem with work? The problem with the work is the stress related to it. So it is the absence of stress that leads to happiness, we can say. And the reason that a lot of people think that vacations are the source of happiness is because vacations are a circumstance that has the odds of being less stressful, right? Does that make sense? But I don't know who you went on vacation with. But you can go on vacation with certain people, and it's not going to be stress-free. And that'll destroy your happiness. So then the question kind of becomes, okay, so it's not biology. It's not necessarily biological needs being met. It's not necessarily the absence of work or the presence of work, because, like, this is fun. Like, I'm happy in this moment. Right, so then the question is, like, when we say stress, what is the actual nuts and bolts experience of stress?
I think I've noticed a stark shift in my general happiness when I felt like I was, okay, let's go shoot this podcast. I want to go do this. I want to go do this. And I feel like I'm like the engine. And now I feel like I've become the earth for the mission, where the engine is going to keep running. And I have to, because I got the golden handcuffs. Like, it's an incredible job. And I feel like you feel similarly, where with the main channel especially, where, okay, I have to post 3 times a week because it pays well, I'm helping out a bunch of people, and I'm not necessarily the engine anymore. I kind of just have to give my input rather than being the spearhead of the main channel, like always excited to put out this new piece of content.
Yeah, so we can kind of unpack that in a couple of different ways. One is that, see, when you feel excited about something, you're usually focused on the task as opposed to the outcome. So, like, now Graham's problem is that he has a thing. And unless he continues to act, he will lose the thing. Does that make sense? So the moment that we have a thing in life and we are afraid of losing it, even though you put in all this work, it's about, like, avoiding a loss. That's unhappy. Whereas if we look at, okay, before we started a thing, so we have no idea where, like, this could be a terrible pot.
With Cascade Platinum Plus, I load this and get this. Dare to dish differently.
Podcast, this could be a great podcast. We have no fucking idea, right? And yet we show up here and we say, hey, let's create this thing. We don't know if this is going to be good. We don't know if this is going to be bad. The more that the 3 of us stress about topping the last podcast, the worse it's going to be. The more unhappy it's going to be. So instead what we're going to do is we're going to sit here, we're going to have a conversation. It could be good. It could be bad. Who the hell knows, right? Because none of us can predict the future. So when we talk about happiness, I think one of the biggest things that we sort of trip up in, which confuses a lot of people, because we think, okay, if I make more money, if I get a promotion, if I have a beautiful job as a podcaster or content creator, right, which are golden handcuffs, how does that work? Everyone strives for this. And even at the beginning, it's fun. So what changes? It changes the moment that you have a thing. See, it's so free when y'all are starting a podcast because you've got nothing to lose. We're going to create something, right? I have nothing that I can lose. And then the moment that you have something, now you're afraid of losing it. So now we become attached to the world. And we think that money means freedom, but for many people, money starts to mean bondage. Because now it's like, I'm afraid that someone's going to take my money. Am I going to lose my money? I can't do this. I can't do that. Like, it's all kinds of stuff, right? And it's kind of weird. So I think it really comes down to a couple things. Living in the present is one. We'll talk about what that means if y'all want. I think another thing is basically attachment. So this is, in Sanskrit, they call this vairagya. And what we sort of discover is that you can be detached from positive and negative things. And in both cases, it'll be good. So if I sort of like accept that, okay, I have to get, let's say, like a vaccine, or I have to have surgery or something like that, There's some amount of physical pain that comes with that. But the moment that I accept that, okay, like, this is going to happen, I can't avoid this physical pain, then I'll be fine. But if I keep stressing, oh my God, this is going to hurt so much, and I won't be able to do this, and I won't be able to do this, I won't be able to, ergo, I have an attachment to something that I will not be able to get. I'm losing something. Does that make sense?
It does.
So everyone sort of thinks about, you know, even if you look at something like a breakup, right? So why are people hesitant to break up? Because I will lose this relationship. And so in that loss aversion, they end up staying in a relationship, and then they end up being like unhappy because they're trying to run away from unhappiness, which is one of the fastest ways to become unhappy.
Is attachment ever good? Is it ever healthy to be attached to something?
It depends on what your goal is. So when you say healthy, if the goal is happiness, the answer is no. If the goal is worldly success, the answer can be yes. So it depends on what your goal is. So, you know, when I decided to have kids, I was really struggling because I was like, oh my God, like, do I want to be detached from my kids? I had kids, and then I realized, okay, like, I'm supposed to be attached to this. The moment that I start loving my kids is the moment that I, like, open myself to a world of hurt, right? Because if things go bad, then I'm unhappy. And if things go good, then I'm happy. So now what I've done is I've taken my contentment and I have surrendered it to the outcomes of this external human being. And so then what I kind of did is detach from that attachment. And I sort of said, okay, in this life I've chosen to have kids. This is what I've signed up for. Which means that one day I could be heartbroken, one day I could be sad, one day I could be mad. When I decided to have children is when I opened myself up to a world of joy and a world of hurt. And so even in that, I have a lot of peace because this is what I signed up for, right? It could go well, it could go bad. And the key thing is deciding to roll the dice with your eyes wide open. It's like, okay, I'm going to do this, and this means that my life could be screwed, or it could be happy, and chances are it's going to be all of the above.
So it's kind of about surrendering to the outcome.
Yeah, because you can't control the outcome. Right? I know this sounds kind of weird.
It's a hard thing to grasp that you cannot control the outcome, because I still feel like if the podcast does poorly for us, like we could have done more research, we could have done this, we could have done that. And I think that there is, you know, and we do have attachment to the outcome, and that does affect the way that we feel. And in other areas of life as well, like you can always work harder, you can always do more.
Yeah, I've always felt like you should take responsibility for everything that happens. So if, let's just say this podcast sucks, like Jack said, that's then on us to improve on that. And we should have done something better, or we could have done something better to prevent that from happening.
Yeah, so I think this is where there's a Sanskrit concept called karma far. So karma means action and far means fruit. And what this sort of means is that as human beings, all we control is our actions. We don't control the outcomes of our actions. So, and this is kind of like there's a nuance to this, because let's say I plant a seed and I water it every day. Does it turn into a plant?
Depends on the seed.
Depends on some circumstances.
And the conditions, yeah,
right?
Sure.
If you water it properly,
sure.
It's not just the watering, but it's also if you're giving it
And then,
sunlight.
Yeah. Absolutely, right? So there's a lot of factors that are outside of my control. The other thing is that I could take a handful of seeds, I could throw them out into the wilderness, and I could walk away. And will those seeds grow? Possibly. Absolutely. Yeah. Right, so this is the main thing that we don't understand in life, is that we control a lot, so we're entitled to our actions. And so you should take the right action. But, I mean, I've seen this so many times where, you know, couples going through marriage counseling, and, like, one partner in the relationship can basically do everything right. It doesn't save the marriage, right? So you need both partners trying to do everything right. And as a human being, you can't control how invested your partner is in the relationship. That's a choice that they make. So this is what's kind of subtle. I'm not saying that as human beings we can't do something, but even then, if we sort of look at it, there are a lot of human beings, let's say money, right? So there are some human beings on the planet who work very hard and therefore we think get a lot of money. But there are a lot of human beings on the planet who don't work very hard, who end up with a lot of money. So how do you like reconcile that, right? Like how does that work? So I think kind of the TLDR, which you're right, it's hard to understand, and we can get into more details if y'all want, but you know, basically, if you really look at it, all you can control are your actions. Like, y'all worked really hard to set up this podcast, but what if I showed up hungover? That's not in your control. So you can optimize all kinds of things, but there's going to be some element that you don't control. And in my experience, it turns out that that element that you don't control is probably 99%, which a lot of people don't understand, which is fair enough.
That's a really hard pill to swallow, I feel like, in today's culture, where everyone says that you will be happy when you get the Lambo, when you end up running a business, when you have a hot wife or whatever, when you're in, like, you know, a non-monogamous relationship, you have 10 wives. Like, everyone says that that's what's going to make you happy, but that's all completely outcome-oriented. And to shift that over into not, you know, surrendering to the outcome and placing your happiness in the things that you do, I feel like is like the exact opposite of everything that's being spread.
Yeah, and I think, like, is the happiness in the world increasing or decreasing? Decreasing. Right? So we have tons of mental health data that supports that. And oh, like, that's an interesting correlation. Is it causation? I tend to think so. But, like, I mean, like, if all this stuff worked, then I don't know if this kind of makes sense. You take your favorite influencer who is all into fancy cars and this and that, and, like, you just ask yourself, like, how happy does this person really seem? Oftentimes, if you get to meet these people, a lot of them are very discontent. And then the interesting thing is that there's 1,000 happy people out there who are, like, taking their kids to the playground slightly overweight, drive like a Toyota or a Honda or, like, you know, nothing fancy, and they're, like, quite content in life.
So guys, as Dr. K knows, as we know, and probably some of you guys know this too, that running a business can be incredibly tough, and trying to stay organized amongst a bunch of different softwares and spreadsheets can oftentimes be a lot more energy and time than what it's worth.
But with today's sponsor, NetSuite, all you have to do is remember these three numbers: 37,000, 25, and 1. 37,000 because that's how many companies have switched to NetSuite and stopped doing things like searching through scattered information and typing in data entry manually. 25 because NetSuite has spent 25 years helping businesses drive down their costs. And 1 because NetSuite is the all-in-one solution that allows you to manage all of your KPIs or key performance indicators with one efficient system. NetSuite is able to help reduce all the mistakes that come with manual data entry and will prevent the busy work from scaling up with your business. So go ahead and get a full picture of your business to be able to make better decisions faster. That's why right now you can download NetSuite's popular KPIs checklist for free at netsuite.com/ice.
Once again, that's netsuite.com/ice to get your own KPI checklist for free today. netsuite.com/ice. Thank you so much, NetSuite, and back to us.
For people who don't know who you are, could you give us a 2-minute background on why they should listen to you?
I don't know that they should listen to me is number one, but I'm Dr. K. I'm all over. I sort of struggled with video game addiction a lot, failed out of college, went to India, planned on becoming a monk for about 7 years, or did monk training for about 7 years. And then that didn't really work out. Met my wife, so decided to go to medical school. Went to med school, became a psychiatrist, trained at Harvard. I was faculty there for a couple years. And then a lot of what my area of interest is integrating some of these Eastern monk concepts, Buddhist, Hindu concepts about spirituality and stuff into psychiatric practice. So now the kind of work that I do is really about, like, understanding the mind from both, like, a neuroscience clinical perspective and from, like, a spiritual perspective. And what I found is that, like, and we see this actually in the field of psychiatry. So right now in psychiatry, we have something called the third wave of psychotherapy. So the first wave of psychotherapy was psychoanalysis, which was like Freud and Jung and these kind of people. And then we had these behaviorists that came along. And so you have people like Aaron Beck who developed cognitive behavioral therapy, which is like, in the first wave, it was like, oh, you have all this stuff going on in the unconscious. If we fix the unconscious, then we'll fix you. And the behaviorists were like, we don't know if any of that stuff is actually real. It's all like theoretical. We have no data behind it. Instead, what we should focus on is behavior. So if you can get an alcoholic to literally stop drinking alcohol every day, you won. Now we have something called the third wave, which is the injection of minor Eastern concepts into psychotherapy. So dialectical behavioral therapy, acceptance and commitment therapy. These are basically therapists usually who study the Eastern stuff in some way and then realize that there is something missing in therapy. And when they add this Eastern component, the outcomes from the therapies that they develop start to improve quite a bit.
So what are those? You just mentioned 2 Eastern therapies. Can we break those down a little bit? So let's say someone is struggling with some sort of mental illness.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say like an eating disorder or something like that. How can you impose Eastern-based therapy into somebody?
So let's take the example of dialectical behavioral therapy. So dialectical behavioral therapy is something that is designed to look at something called the dialectic. So a lot of people struggle with, like, opposite things being true. So for example, like, if I'm angry at you, it's very hard for some people to believe that I love you at the same time. So to hold two opposite things to be true at the same time is very difficult, right? Is this person good or is this person bad? And generally speaking, the challenge is that we fluctuate between the two. So if you have an unhealthy relationship, the reason that you stay in it is because sometimes the relationship is really good and sometimes the relationship is really bad. And then people really struggle. They're like, should I stay in this relationship? Should I break up? Like, should I stay or should I go? And the problem is that when the relationship is good, you want to stay. And when the relationship is bad, you want to go. And so what we naturally do as human beings is we try to like put all of that data into an equation. And then there's an equal sign. And then there's a decision on the right side. So we try to integrate all of this stuff and try to like make a decision, have some kind of final conclusion. But that's not what life is. So dialectical behavioral therapy trains people to understand that two opposite things can be true, that a relationship can be both healthy and unhealthy at the same time. This is actually rooted in an Eastern concept called Advaita Vedanta, which is non-duality. So if I were to say, like, is this cup a good cup or a bad cup?
It's a cup.
Operator,
It's a good cup.
Right? So yeah, the Advaita Vedanta says that there's no such thing as good or bad. If you really think about it, like, if you walk outside and you see nature, there's no good nature or bad nature. There's no good rain or bad rain. When does rain become good or bad? Well, if there's a drought, we interpret that rain as good. If I am not expecting rain and I'm walking outside and then rain starts, I view that rain as bad. So if you really look at it, good or bad is created by the human mind. It is